Money is part of everyone's life. Part 1 of this video, we will take a look into the history of money in America. Before we get started, please subscribe, smash that like button and share this video to everyone. Thank you. Now let's begin. Before the establishment of the United States, money in the pre-colonial and colonial periods varied significantly due to the lack of a standardized currency. Indigenous peoples engaged in trade using a barter system, and items such as wampum, a form of currency made from the shells of the quahoe clam, were used by Native American tribes in the Northeast as money. European colonists also brought with them their homeland currencies, but the scarcity of coins led to the use of commodity money such as tobacco, beaver pelts, and even livestock. With the growth of the colonies, the need for a more uniform currency became evident. Various colonial governments started issuing paper money to facilitate trade and finance military expeditions. However, this led to inflation and depreciation, causing distrust in paper money. After the Constitution was ratified in 1789, giving Congress the sole authority to mint money and regulate its value, the Coinage Act of 1792 established the United States Mint and set the dollar as the standard unit of money. This period marked the beginning of a bimetallic standard, using both gold and silver as the basis for US currency, which helped stabilize the young nation's economy. The 19th century saw significant changes in the US monetary system, including the establishment of the first and second banks of the United States, early versions of a central bank. However, both faced opposition and were ultimately dissolved, leading to a period known as the free banking era, where banks issued their own currencies with little federal regulation. The Civil War prompted the creation of the United States' first uniform paper currency known as greenbacks, which were legal tender and helped finance the Union's war effort. The latter part of the 19th century was marked by debates between hard money, gold standard advocates, and those supporting bimetallism, using both gold and silver. The Gold Standard Act of 1900 officially put the United States on a gold standard, which lasted until the Great Depression. The Federal Reserve Act of 1913 established the Federal Reserve System as the central bank of the United States, introducing a more elastic currency and aiming to stabilize the financial system. The Great Depression of the 1930s led to significant changes, including the removal of the US from the gold standard for domestic transactions by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933. And eventually for international transactions in 1971 under President Richard Nixon. Since then, the US has used a fiat currency system, meaning the dollar's value is not backed by physical commodities, but by the government's declaration that it has value. This period has been characterized by significant economic challenges, including inflation in the 1970s, financial crises, and the move towards digital money in the form of electronic transactions, and, more recently, discussions around digital currencies and cryptocurrency. The history of money in the United States reflects the nation's economic and political maturation. From barter and commodity money to sophisticated fiat and digital currencies, the evolution of money in the US mirrors its transformation from a collection of colonies to a global economic powerhouse. Understanding this history is crucial for comprehending the complexities of today's financial systems and the policies that govern them.
Get your copy of Navigating Melanated Love and Relationships in the Modern Era today on Amazon.com.
The story of the petrodollar begins in the early 1970s, amidst a backdrop of geopolitical strife and economic upheaval. As the Bretton Woods system, which established a global financial order post World War II, began to unravel, the United States sought to secure its economic dominance through innovative means. The Nixon administration, facing gold reserve depletion and a costly war in Vietnam, decided to untether the US dollar from gold, leading to the need for a new stabilizing mechanism for its currency. The answer came through oil. The pivotal moment in the creation of the Petro Dollar system occurred in 1974, when the US struck a deal with Saudi Arabia, the world's dominant oil exporter. In exchange for US military protection and arms, Saudi Arabia agreed to price its vast oil exports exclusively in US dollars, and to reinvest surplus oil proceeds into U.S. Treasury securities. This agreement was soon adopted by the rest of the OPEC, Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, effectively making the U.S. dollar the global currency for oil transactions. The petrodollar system cemented the U.S. dollar's status as the world's primary reserve currency, significantly enhancing the United States' economic position. It allowed the U.S. to run larger current account deficits by creating perpetual demand for its currency, facilitated by the global need to purchase oil. However, this system also led to significant global economic shifts, contributing to the financialization of commodities, influencing international relations, and often exacerbating global economic disparities. For other countries, the implications of the petrodollar system have been mixed. On one hand, it has provided a common currency for oil transactions, simplifying international trade. Countries with oil exports such as Saudi Arabia have benefited from stable demand for their oil, as transactions in the dominant global currency facilitate easier access to global markets. However, this system also means that these countries' economies can become overly dependent on the U.S. dollar, and by extension, on the health of the U.S. economy. Fluctuations in the dollar's value or changes in U.S. monetary policy can have wide-reaching effects on their economic stability. On the other hand, countries that are net importers of oil often find themselves at a disadvantage under the petrodollar system. They need to maintain high reserves of U.S. dollars, which can lead to economic policies aimed more at maintaining dollar reserves than at addressing domestic economic needs. This can result in reduced sovereignty over their own economic policies. Furthermore, the necessity to purchase dollars for oil transactions can lead to trade imbalances and affect the value of their own currencies. The global dominance of the petrodollar has also sparked debates about economic equity, with some arguing that it reinforces a unipolar economic system that benefits the United States at the expense of other nations' economic autonomy. Today, the petrodollar system faces new challenges. Shifting geopolitics, the rise of alternative energy sources, and moves by some countries to de-dollarize their economies hint at a complex future for the U.S. dollar's dominance. The emergence of digital currencies and the potential for a new global financial architecture also pose significant questions about the petrodollar's role in the 21st century.
Please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you, and let's continue. Cryptocurrencies, digital or virtual currencies that use cryptography for security, emerged as a revolutionary technology in the late 2000s. The inception of cryptocurrencies can be traced back to the creation of Bitcoin in 2009 by an individual or group of people under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin introduced a decentralized, peer-to-peer system for transactions, independent of traditional banking institutions, through the use of blockchain technology. This innovation not only challenged the conventional monetary system, but also paved the way for the development of other cryptocurrencies. Over the years, thousands of alternative cryptocurrencies, known as altcoins, e.g. Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, have been developed, each with unique functionalities, underlying technologies, and purposes. Cryptocurrencies have been met with varying degrees of skepticism and acceptance. Initially viewed as a niche interest for tech enthusiasts and libertarians, they gained widespread attention in the 2010s, especially during the Bitcoin price surge in 2017. This period saw an explosion in the number of cryptocurrencies and a surge in public interest, investment, and speculation. Despite the volatile nature of cryptocurrencies, they have increasingly been recognized for their potential to offer financial services to the unbanked, ensure privacy, and reduce transaction costs. BRICS, a grouping of 5 major emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has been gaining prominence on the global stage. These countries have been exploring various avenues to enhance their economic cooperation and reduce their dependency on the US dollar in international trade and finance. One significant area of interest has been the introducing of gold-backed currencies or similar mechanisms to stabilize their economies and secure their financial transactions. The impact of BRICS nations moving towards gold-backed currencies will be profound on global finance. Gold-backed money, wherein a currency's value is directly linked to a certain amount of gold, will offer more stability compared to fiat money, which is government-issued currency not backed by a physical commodity. By considering gold-backed or alternative reserve currencies, BRICS countries aim to mitigate their exposure to the volatility of the US dollar and other fiat currencies, enhancing their economic sovereignty. Introducing gold-backed currencies or similar systems will redefine the dynamics of international trade and finance. It will lead to a decreased dominance of the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency and shift the global economic power balance. Furthermore, this move will reignite discussions on the merits of the gold standard and its modern variations, influencing monetary policies worldwide. BRICS nations represent significant developments in the global financial landscape. Cryptocurrencies challenge traditional monetary systems with their decentralized nature, while the BRICS implementing gold-backed money will reshape international economic relations and reduce the dominance of established currencies like the US dollar. Both phenomena underscore a growing desire for financial systems that are more stable, equitable, and independent of traditional Western financial hegemonies. As these trends continue to evolve, they will undoubtedly play a crucial role in shaping the future of global finance.